my chart. Okay, so
It's been moving, so it's at 87.5. Even on the 5 day, it's looking like real good, but overall, it's down.
yeah, I think we're gonna get some more opportunities to ride this down, and I think there's gonna be opportunities like that in most of the market because we're just getting a bounce, and after
Yeah.
all the dropping that we had, that's totally understandable. That we would bounce, just a little bit here right now. Because if we didn't bounce, I mean, it could get very, 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 very ugly really, really quickly if we didn't get some bounces in here somewhere. So let's
I mean,
take a look at this. And I'm not going to hold everybody up. And let me
I,
see.
I could see it
So
hitting 95 before going back down, which is crazy, right?
yeah, let me see if I can pull it up real quick, and we'll take a objective look. We're going to look at it on the daily. Okay, and I'm going to make my screen as big as I can. Here we go. All right, so this is Bitcoin on the daily. Let me zoom the chart out. And if you can see, this is our first charting back in a while since I've been doing all these funerals and everything. Everybody's been passing. So it's good to be back charting with trading with the family. So welcome everybody. Um, so we got this triple type top on Bitcoin. This high right here was 123. This occurred on July 25th, July 14th. Then we topped out and we went just a little bit higher. We went 124,487. This occurred on August the 14th. So if you notice, it's a month apart, July 14th, August 14th, and then we topped again October the 6th, and we went just a little bit more higher. And so there's been a trend where we've been going up, and we've been going up. And so we want to see if we can continue that trend, um, and what that trend looks like. So what we want to pay attention to on Bitcoin is the speed of the fall. Once we started to sell, so we already knew we were going to come down because once you start seeing 123, 124, roughly 126, and then a sharp sell right here on October the 7th, and then that big sell on the 10th. This is when the crash actually started, was on the 10th. And so if we would have followed Bitcoin's lead and everybody was paying attention, because I really didn't watch Bitcoin like that, but the crash for the overall market started right here. This is when the crash started. We have this topping pattern on Bitcoin at 126,000. We got to 126,000 and we reversed out of that something furious. And so we have to keep an eye on these reversals, especially when they reverse and you get that sharp sell. This was the 7th, and then we tried to recover. Let me zoom into that candle so we can look at this. We tried to recover. If you notice, they gave us 50% on the body of the candle. This is on a Wednesday. We wicked up and almost took 75%, but they wicked down. And then look at the next candle. This is that Thursday before the crash actually started. This is when the market crash started, and we're in the crash now. We got a double top right here between Wednesday and Friday. It started at $123,366.82. Now, at precisely Friday, the 10th of October, I'm looking on the daily. This is when Bitcoin took off to the downside, and it went all the way from 122,571 all the way down to 101,984. That's a liquidation event if I've ever seen one. This killed companies. This kills people's retirement. Then the next day, this was Saturday, it tried to pump back and get back to the body of the candle, but it couldn't. And then on over into Sunday, buyers stepped in. We got a double bottom and it came back up, but the crash had already started here. So now if we just continue with what's been going on, we had a push down, push up, double top, push down, outline that for everybody. The money is in the patterns. We had this W-shaped recovery. Anytime we get that, we know we're going up. Bitcoin goes up, market goes up, and then right here, we just started topping tail candles. Bitcoin's coming down. They try lower low. We were already at 101. This is on Wednesday, November the 4th. We continued down and they tried to they didn't want to break it and hold it. So they tried to get a bounce. In this bounce, this is a bear flag. We're just flagging. They tried one more push up to go try and retest this level, possibly retest this level. Couldn't get there. Another double top right here. So if you're looking, anytime we get a double top, you can just take a low position on IBIT right here. Double top, and we're coming down. This started what day was that? Let me see. Let me let this person in. This started on what day are we on now? What's today? Today is like the 23rd something. Let me see. Yeah, 23rd. Look at this, guys. So I will be doing a better job of paying attention because this was a gift from God if I had been paying attention on the daily time frames. Let me take this off and switch this over here so it doesn't do that. Starting on actually the 10th, when the crash started, if we had shorted IBIT right here, when Bitcoin was at 121, we'd still be green because it came down, never got back to the all-time highs. And now starting from Tuesday, November the 11th, I was in, I want to say November the 11th. Yeah, that Tuesday. We've been selling off ever since. And if you notice, we've been doing $5,000 drops. A little bit of a bounce, $5,000 drop. Trade sideways, bear flag, sideways, boom. And now we finally came all the way down to 80,673. And we got a reversal candle right here. And we're trying to push up. So what it looks like to me, this is on the, let me go to the 6 hour. We got a double bottom, occurred Friday, 07, that was in the morning. We're kind of curving. I would say we could possibly, if Bitcoin can hold above the 20 on the 6 hour, which is this green candle, which has not been, look at the whole way down, guys. It's been under the 20. It's been under the 20 on the 6 hour. It's not been able to breach the 20. So the first thing we need to see from Bitcoin is on the 6 hour. We've got to get above that 20. The 20 has been so sharp that it's just not been able to get above it. And so we got to see Bitcoin break this 20-day moving average and come back up, counter trend rally. And I'd like to see it get to 91. I don't think it's going to happen because there's so many people that's going to be selling this later tonight into tomorrow. I think we could see right back down at this 82 level. And another reason is we got CPI Tuesday, we got PCE on Wednesday, the Fed most preferred thing that he looks at to cut. We got employment data coming out on Wednesday. There's a lot of data coming out that's just not going to be good. So we got to remember that, you know, what's actually going on and use that stock market psychology when we're looking at these charts. If we've fallen this much since the 10th of October, I mean, these are 40% drops or something like that. I haven't added it up, but I think it's 40 or 50% drops. It's crazy. So where could we be going? And then when we get there, what do we think is going to happen? I mean, so what do we think? Bitcoin's going to get to 92 and just rally back to all-time highs? I don't think so, because we would still have to break through all the rally up to 91. I don't think we get back above this 95 level, 94 level. I honestly don't. And if you remember last week when we were talking, I said, hey, we're going to hit 95. We hit the first line, and then my second line was 83. I had to readjust it. It was 85. I readjusted it down to 83. Now, if you look at the next area that I have on here for Bitcoin to go to, it's actually 74. 74,488 and 97 cents. I think we're going to do something like this. Let me see if I can draw it. I need to learn to use these tools better. Here we go, the path. I think we're going to do something like, we're not going to go that high. I think we're going to go sideways, down tomorrow, back down. We might get a bounce. And let's see, it stopped on me. And I think we're going to, there's going to be some type of bounce in there. I think when we get to this low, we might bounce there. It's not letting me do the bounce. But anyway, look for a bounce right around this area, 80,000, maybe in this 81 area. We might get a reversal and go back up a tad, but that going back up is only to come right back down. So I would look for Bitcoin. Why is it not letting me do it? Anyway, by the end of the holiday, to be down in this area testing 74. So if we get down there to 74 and we bounce, we should get a really good bounce throughout maybe the next couple of weeks of December. And maybe that bounce will give us enough of a movement to get back up to, we bounced there. We might be able to come right back up and breach this 95 with some help. Because right now, I don't think we have enough people that are brave enough to buy enough of this. I mean, I'll take that 40, but look when we zoom out. Let me go to the week. Let's go back to the daily. Look when we zoom out. Let me the divergence. And we don't need the trend lines, the EMAs. Let me turn those off too. There we go. Nice and clean. So if we breach right here at 74, it's going to get real ugly in these streets. I mean, if we breach 74, my next level on Bitcoin, I would be looking to buy and buy in would actually be right around 60, possibly. Yeah, I would be looking for 60 or somewhere down in this area, 60, right here, 58,871. And I know people are going to be like, man, he's got to be crazy. But no, I'm thinking that's where the next move could be if we, and it'll be a sharp sell. It'll be a sharp sell off, but right about here would be where we would want to see the next move. So keep your eye out for that. I don't know how long this bounce will last. Nobody knows, but I know a lot of companies are going belly up because they're so entrenched in Bitcoin. And so you got to be aware of that and you know, buyer beware. You know, if you're in Bitcoin and you haven't taken profit, I haven't taken profit because I'm in so low. I think I won't take profit unless we break. Well, no, that'd be too late. I'm in at 40. I'm in. Yeah, if we break 74, I'll take profit. If we break here, I'll take profit because I was up 100%. But I mean, I think I'm in right around 45 this level. So still got a ways to get to make my money, you know, to where I feel bad. So if we can bounce here at 74, I would feel good. That's a tall order with the way that this thing has been selling off. So Let's look at IBIT. We've been shorting IBIT. Hopefully you guys got in on IBIT. Man, that thing printed the last couple of weeks. It has printed. If you traded IBIT, put a 1 in the chat. I hope everybody did. So we took IBIT all the way from $58 right about here. We should have been up here. This was the 10th when the crash started. We should have been taking IBIT from 70. Oh man, that would have been such a nice thing to do. Boom, boom, down. But now look at IBIT. My next level on IBIT, I'm looking for us to curl over, continue down, and $43. I would actually move it down a tad because that wick's not going to hold anything. I would say $43 even would be your next exit. You could ride it down. If we go back up to, let's say we get a bounce, and look, y'all, we filled all these gaps. All these gaps got filled. All these gaps got filled. Everybody said I was crazy when I was talking about that a week ago about all these gaps over here. 50, all the way down to 40. Every gap got filled. So I know it sounds crazy, but look over here. There's a gap from 42 down to 40. There's another gap here from 36 down to 30. It's 36.97. So basically 37 down to 36.28. So my next thing on IBIT, if we can get moving back to the downside, let me drag one of these. I want to see this gap fill right here down to 40. And I know I was saying your exit is 43. But if we break this, we're going to get this gap. I can move this red line. If we break there, we're going to fill this gap. And I know it sounds crazy, but my final protective line on IBIT would be 36. Because if Bitcoin is crashing down the way that we're thinking it's going to come on down and test those April lows and possibly break them, we could probably get another $10 move on IBIT. And so just give yourself like 30 days on those puts, go to like January. And it's not like you're not going to make money on them. So even if you have to pay just a tad bit more, you can sit in those and make that money. I'm still sitting in some right now and they're profitable. So you just have to get a good entry. So let's look and see on the 18-minute, what would be a good entry if we're going to bounce. So if crypto is bouncing, if you can get IBIT back at 48.97, the top of this gap, anywhere in this area, 49.29, short it to like January. I mean, there's no reason not to. I mean, this is, look at this, look at these sales, look at how this thing's been dropping and falling. We're not going to go back and get all of this back up to 52. I just don't see it. I mean, we could, anything could happen. I mean, Santa Claus could deliver me a present this year. I mean, it's never happened before. I'm just saying anything could happen. I just don't see it though. So I would say if your entry would be anywhere between 48.92 and 49.35, maybe the top of this wick, 49.69. If you can get a $50 entry, that's the grace of God. That would be somewhere in this area. If we get it back there, man, please, that would be my Christmas. That would be my Christmas. That would be God telling me I'm well pleased in you for 2025, because that would definitely get shorted. So Bitcoin, IBIT, I'm looking for a bounce. And then look, we're already, we're still pushing, but we were just at 88. So we just lost 1,000 since we've been on here. Look at that. Jeez, Louise, this is Sunday, 1800. We just went from what the, oh my gosh, we just, and I just told you on the 5-minute, the patterns don't lie, guys. I saw that on the 5-minute. We're on, I'm looking on the 18. So let me go back to that and show you the pattern that I just, right here. Boom, boom. We're coming down. Anytime you see those patterns, we got the W, we're going up. We got the double top, we're going down. Anybody have any questions about the patterns? Because it's the patterns that's going to pay you. It's the patterns that's going to allow you to go in right here with 10,000, 20,000. 50,000, 100,000, knowing that we didn't go above this top and we didn't go. I mean, we went above this green, but we sold right off. Now imagine if you went in on Bitcoin or IBIT, or if you could short it somewhere in the after hours, Bitcoin futures or Bitcoin options. If you could trade it now, you're just literally taking it straight down. And we literally just dropped 88,000. What was that? $86 all the way down to 86,859. So I rest my case. This is not going anywhere but down on just the actions of that. And let me see if there's any news that just came out that made that drop. So let me see. Is there somebody selling? I don't know if anybody sees any news. Here we go. It says U.S. stock futures gain. Most crypto treasury firms trade at a discount. Bitcoin veterans cashing out. 1 hour ago. Here we go. So that was the article. It says Bitcoin veterans cashing out could trigger deeper losses. Bitcoin has tumbled more than 30% from its all-time highs of 126,000, trading around 85,000. So yeah, so they're letting us know right here, look, the big boys are getting out. They said enough is enough, you know, and so we want to do exactly what they're doing, trade it the same way, buy high, you know, buy low, sell high, and get out. So Bitcoin to 75, and we're not going to be long tonight, but literally if Bitcoin's coming down, the market's coming down. So Bitcoin to 74,000, IBIT, and I'm writing this down so I can put it in the chat later, but IBIT, let me take a look again. IBIT, 6 hour. Yeah, we're looking at $43 on IBIT. We'll just say 43 even. So now when we go over to the SPX, it's already coming down too. The SPX was moving good a little bit earlier. And XRP got a bounce. Let me see, SPX. Yep, so here we go. So on the SPX, this was, where's our Sunday? Yeah, this is the daily, 5 minute. Okay, here we go. This is the gap up that we just had. And I guarantee you this gap is going to get filled all the way back down to where we just were. We gapped all the way up to 64.44. But look, we've had problems up here at 66.56. Let me go to the 6 hour so I can give you the proper levels. 68.59 is resistance. The top 69.23. Now we found resistance at 67.32. And then also this area right here, 66.76. We had a reversal, a bottoming type action that took place on Friday. We pushed back up, and then we just opened up today and gapped up, but we're literally coming right back down. If you notice, we're in the wick from Friday on this gap up. We're literally in the wick. We're on Friday. So this is not going anywhere. We would need to clear 66.60 with some force, and then we would need to take out where this wick is here. We would need to take out 66.89.94 to continue up on SPX, and it just doesn't look like it's got it in the tank. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. The way these candles are setting up and dropping, when we open up tomorrow, would be somewhere down in the 63, 63, 64 this week, possibly 62 on the SPX. And if you notice, we're setting up and it's literally rolling over. Let me see. Down here. So we got this M pattern that's forming, and it's a raggedy M, but it brings us back down to this area, 63.45. I'd like to see this week, I'd like to see SPX back at the September the 4 levels, back below 64.46. And I think we'll get it. I'll say this level as a starter with this bad data coming out, employment. And then I would say the low for the week could possibly be 63.51 or all the way back down to 6,200. And I know that's a lot of dropping, but get ready, get ready, get ready. When there's a lot of dropping, look, we need to be doing a lot of puts. So you've been warned. If you see, and then look, this is the perfect time to do something like this too, because it's a holiday weekend and a lot of people are not going to be paying attention. People are going to be barbecuing, eating, hanging out, and they're not going to be watching the market. So this is the perfect time for them to drop it. So pay attention and keep your eye on that. So also with Tesla, let's go to Tesla. Tesla is setting up, and I know nobody's going to want to hear this, but Tesla looks like it's going to be coming back to this 214, 213 level back from April. I think the whole market is as a whole, but anytime you getting these big push downs at the end of the day, Tesla was moving good on Friday. The whole market was trying to recover. And then right at the end of the market, you know, everything just starts pumping to the downside. Let me see if I can show. Yeah, see right here, this is on the 18-minute. So Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning, 9, we came down, and then look, pushed up, came down, pushed up, and then right here at the end of the day, boom, just started selling. So I would expect Tesla to come back down here, not before long, back down into this 370 area. Y'all, hold on one second. Okay, that was my daughter. We're gonna be picking her up here in a little bit, but things are not looking good, guys. So this is the time I'm gonna be doing some other trading days, like some pop-up days, and you don't have to come on, but you'll be seeing me say in the chat, hey, we got a pop-up trading day. If you want to come on, it's no pressure. But as I see things falling apart, I'm gonna try and do some extra sessions and stuff, just so you're not out there by yourself trading alone, and we can help you set up some of these trades. But we're coming right back. I mean, Tesla is setting up for a move down to this area right here. This is 350. We're going to take out this green candle possibly this week. So this is the best time to be shorting Tesla and TSLL. I called out TSLL the other day when the market just rolled over to 16 and we're at 1543. So now on TSLL, if Tesla's going to come down, we could do TSLL. You could do the $13 puts and go out to January, and you can make a bank on those, because we're about to literally breach the August lows. April lows brings us back, oh my gosh, $6, $7. This thing is going to the dirt. So when we start seeing numbers like this and we can see that it's headed there, let me show you this on the weekly. Let me see if I can show you this on the weekly. So I like to look at the larger time frames so I can really see where things are going. Look at this. Does anything about this look appealing to anybody and tell anybody that it's going up? Look at these candles. I mean, you could be a junior trader, and you don't even have to be the best with the charts to see that this is starting what this already did. This was back in January, and look at how much we dropped. And now we're doing it again. Look at the double top right here. We got a clean double top at 23.39. Over here, we had the top, and look at what we did. We went from 30 down to 7. and it just started again on November the 3rd. So we're getting ready to get a big move down on TSLL. We could come all the way back down to $4, honestly. We got a double bottom there. There's a lot of resistance at that level. But other than that, I mean, I don't see a lot. If Tesla crashes out, this is coming down to the dirt right here. I would do the $13 puts. And I think it was me and Damon, we were talking. Somebody came in with a big put on IBIT, and there was also some big puts. They went all the way out to September next year, but they were in the millions. And if you look, this is an M pattern that's forming. If you can spot the patterns, that's where the money is, right here. And this pattern is going to get broken, and we're going much, much lower down to here is where we have support at, which is, oh man, it's low. That's basically $7, $6 on IBIT. I mean, coming right up. I mean, so the order has been placed by somebody because they're selling. And so I would say on not IBIT, TSLL, you can do a leap put where you just go out a ways. So if you got to work so you don't miss it. But when we get this data on Tuesday and Wednesday, the data is not going to be good. They gave us September's data, which was we added 119,000 jobs. Whoop-de-doo. Well, guess what? The October jobs are going to be much, much worse. And then they're also giving us the CPI, which is not going to be good. And I think some of this stuff they're fabricating. But this looks like to me Tesla's coming down so we could trade TSLL. And I think it was Ernest that told me about the TSLQ. If you got to work, just get, this is the Tesla short, TSLQ. I was in it about a month ago and did pretty well with it. As the market is going down, it goes up. And so we can see now it's up almost 2%. And so if you have to work and you know Tesla's going to be falling, look at this. We just came off of support and looks like probably $41 as the drop starts. We got gaps to get filled up to 31, gaps to get filled up to 36. And I would look to see this in an extreme drop as Tesla is dropping and the market's going to fly to the downside. $41 would be your TSLQ, and we're sitting at $28.10. So definitely look at that and you know, pray about what you want to trade. Now there's one more ticker I want to talk about, and if anybody has any questions, I mean, pretty much everything we could trade to the downside. I don't see any of this holding up, but I want to show you one that was sent to me and someone else talked about it. ASML. This is going to be a glorious play to the downside. Do y'all see what I see? Do you see what I see? Y'all see that? Look at all of those gaps. Now we were just at 1,086. We topped out. This was October the 30th. I guess it was a trick or treat. Yeah, they tricked them and they sold it all. Man, I've been stalking this thing. We came back just before the gap, and then it went up, and then look, we came down. This was Thursday. This was Friday. So we're getting close. My entry is 932. Set your alert on this. You want to take this all the way back to 815. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. So far we got IBIT, we got TSLL. I'm putting y'all on all the money. Tesla, if you want to trade it, it's a little bit pricey, but TSLL. Now ASML down to 815. Once this gets going, the candles are going to look like this. So don't worry about not seeing a big candle right now. Look at this candle from October the 15th, 2024. This was in one day. See this candle? It went from 8 all the way down to 722, actually 711. That's what is getting ready to happen. So You can look in the past and see what's going to happen in the future and see all these gaps. Gaps got filled. It gapped down into some of these gaps. And then look, all these gaps right here, this candle took care of all of that in one day. Did I say one day? Can you imagine being in this thing and it double tops at 865 and you rock that bad boy down to 711? Man, come on. What are we talking about? So keep your eye on looking at that. If that happens over here, we'll get this all in one day. And we could go all the way down here. I'm just being modest and saying, you know, because this is one gap, two gaps, these island candles. We could go as low as 754. And if you look back over here, that lines up back over here. What was that? 711. To be honest, we could 716. Don't look bad. Because if we get here, small gap here, 726. I mean, give yourself some time on this. You can be in and out of it, but don't miss this one. This one's good. This is going to be some good downside on this. And as you can see, we're sitting in a doji. People are confused. For those of you who don't know, a doji is when we have the wick on either side. People are confused. They don't know if it's going up, going down. They're like, man, what's going on? What's going on? Are we going up? We're going down. Hey, we're going down. Word on the street is we're going down. And they're like, what? We just went up. We're getting ready. We're going down. So that's what that doji is. It's confusion, and the market does not like confusion. Let me show you guys one that I entered on Friday, and I'm pretty much done. I mean, well, let's do Palantir and one more. Palantir is headed to 142 right here. When we get to 142, we break that wick, and it's a quick move down to 131. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Let me put the EMAs on and show you that we are breaking down. And guess what? At 142, a break of the 200, and bye-bye. So this is what we've been talking about, guys, ever since January. This has been preparing us for this downside, and this is generational wealth that's about to be created. The only people that are afraid of a market crash or a market correcting or pulling back is people that don't know how to trade, the people that don't have a plan. We're sitting here planning and talking about how to get this money, and so this is easy. This is a bank robbery in progress. We're gonna get this. Look at this. All you have to contend with is the August lows, this one wick down to 142. Why not make 10 grand, 10 bands, 8 bands, 1,000, 400, 600, whatever you can afford on the to stack up some puts. But this is going there. And then when we break this, you don't even have to ask. Just go back and watch the video again. We break the 200. We're gonna get a few days down, and we come right back to the July lows. We rest on those July lows because there's some support there. We might sit there for a day, 2 days, 3 days, but we break that and we're right back at the June lows, which bring us all the way back to 119. So that's where I would look in a worst case scenario. The April lows actually give us a gap fill all the way down to $93. So it's happening and it's going there. So be ready, be prepared. Pray, be spiritually ready, have your mindset right. Like, I'm going to trade this and I'm going to win. Come into the market with the mindset of, I know what I'm doing. I've been prepared. I've been on these classes. I'm ready to trade this. I'm not coming here to play. I'm coming here to make money. People are getting laid off. People are hungry. People are sick. There's a bunch of crazy stuff. You got to treat this like a business. Look, when you show up, listen, it's if you're going to trade for 2 hours, then you should have something to show for trading for 2 hours. If you're going to trade all day, you definitely should have something to show. I got in this play out to December and out to January, just giving it some time. But this is AMD. Ball game's over. This is the tops. 259, 260s, up to 267s. We're not going back and taking out the 50, the 20. No, we're not. I mean, if people say that, they're absolutely smoking something. We're just not going to do it. I mean, I don't know who's going to buy all this stuff. I don't know where the money is coming from. America's broke. The companies are bust. They're in all these bad plays and derivatives and all this stuff. The debt is overwhelming. People are being laid off just so they can make earnings. We're going to come back and retest this 194. And it's about to go down. I'm getting out when we get to 171, just so you know. I will be sticking with this trade. I might take some profit and buy more on the bounces, but I'm sticking with this all the way down to 171. This is $1 million gap right here. Even though we've taken a little bit of it, but this is $1 million gap still. It's a nice drop right there that we're looking at. Let's look at one last thing and we are done. We got 20 minutes. I definitely want to take some questions. In fact, that's it. I want to take some questions because I've said a lot. Anybody, let me see if anybody put anything in the chat. No. Anybody have any questions about anything I've said tonight? Because I definitely want to hear from you guys. How's your trading going? Are you making money? Are you not making money? Are you stuck? You're not using your stop loss? Like, what's going on? So I want to hear from y'all.
Hey, Anthony, this is Ernest. Hey, you talked about Bitcoin a lot. So as a new investor, I just started a position in Bitcoin, just dollar cost averaging in. I put $100 in now, but you saying this thing is bottoming out. So is it wise when it does go down to add another 100, add another 100, add another 100? Because I see this, they saying it's going to go up to a $500,000 coin around about 2030.
No, you're doing it absolutely right. So you come in with your first $100, and then what I would do, like say you're adding 100, keep most of your money for the bottom. So I have some money sitting on the side, and I want to add more money to Bitcoin, but all I'm doing is looking for where do I think this stock is going, and that's how I got such a good position on Palantir. I waited until it got all the way down to $9 and did my big position. So as it's going down, even if you add in now, it's not bad. I mean, we were just at 126,000, and I'm keeping my Bitcoin for 10 to 20 years. So I'm not selling my position. I'll take a little bit of profit in, and then if we come to 74, I'm buying. If we come down to 60, these areas, I'm loading up for the future. Yeah, I mean, this is not nothing that we should be scared of. This is when wealth is created. I would say 52, 75, any of these levels that we've already broke. We don't need nothing up at all-time highs right now. We're not going to be there for a minute, maybe a few months. But any of these levels, like where we are now, like let's say you had 10 grand, you could put 5 here now. If we came down to 75, which I think is going to bounce there, you could put another 5. If it broke, there's no reason to get out of your 10, not if you're going long term. So I tell people have 2 accounts for crypto. Your long-term account, which could be on a cold wallet, and then like one that you just day trade, which might be on Webull or Coinbase or something like that, or Kraken, wherever else you buy crypto. But no, you're doing it the right way. You get in, and then you just look at the levels. You buy here, you buy 74. These are your 4 buys: 80, 74, 60, and then 52. Any lower than that, I'm going to go get a loan and get more. Shoot. I mean, because you can't let moments like that pass away. There's no question or opportunity that we might never see those lows again. And I'll tell you a quick story. I didn't know anything about all this stuff that was going on during COVID. When we hit the COVID lows, I have a cleaning service. I would be talking to my clients, bruh, they went and took loans off of their property. They sold cars and different things to buy the COVID gap. I didn't even understand what was going on. So let me show you on the SPY. You're definitely doing it right because it's going to come back. This is the April lows, and where's COVID? 2020, 2020, 2022. Look at how much we've gone up since that. Just ridiculous. 2020, yeah, right here. So the market was down. Man, people were going out and they were selling stuff. They were selling stuff to be able to buy that dip on that, because they understood that this is when wealth is made. They understood that, listen, we may never get this opportunity again. And so in order to get this man, I think I was trying to widen it out so we could see it. I did it on 2 hour. No, but you're doing it absolutely right. Some people got in, you know, and they bought at all-time highs. I would not do that. But to buy where you are now is fine. But they were buying, where is it at? Let me see. Where did my chart go? Irritating. Here we go. So I was trying to show you, basically, they bought that dip, and look at what we've done now, 2020, 2022, right here. So if y'all can see that, look at what happened since they bought the dip. And this is the same thing what will happen with you if you're buying the dip on Bitcoin, because you're not worried about where we are now. We know where it's going. I think one day those things will be $1 million each. But when I was talking to people in March, we had our cleaning company. And it's like, man, we got to get to the bank. We're buying the dip. And everybody, we're buying the dip. I had no idea what they were talking about, bro. I didn't start doing this until like 3 years ago, like 4 years ago, like 2020. I got in October 2022. I started day trading right about June, like right here in this dip. When I came in, we were in this massive dip. I started trading in October 2022. So 22, 23, 23, 24. Yeah, 3 years ago. And look at how the market, look, if I'd have listened to people, oh, it's going to crash, it's going down. Well, we just crashed. What are you talking about? It's going to crash. Look at this. We just came off of 411 all the way down to 334. And people were still saying it was going to crash then. So you have to zoom out and look at the charts and understand where things are going. But when you look at the big picture, you can always buy the dip. This is a dip. This is a dip. This is a dip, and we way up here. And so let's look at Bitcoin, BTC. I mean, dude, I wouldn't be worried about it. I mean, I'm not. I mean, because look, this is 2023. We was just at 16, 15,000. And look at where we are now. I mean, look at where we were just back in 2020. During the pandemic, $4,000. So people that actually bought that dip, I mean, yeah, it went up to some crazy levels and came back. But if you bought the COVID dip, man, you got this at $3,000. And then it ran all the way up to 64,000. And then it sold all the way off to 29. And I was first buying Bitcoin over here. And I was in real high, not knowing how to read a chart. And then when it started to sell off, I sold and lost because I got nervous. And I literally could have stayed in my $56,000 position that I originally had somewhere over here. Even though we came down, it came back, and then it came down lower. But the overall trend, the stock market is designed to go up. It's not designed to crash. It's designed to go up, and then it pulls back to continue up. So no, you did that exactly right, man. You did that exactly right. I would feel good buying at this level and any of the levels below and holding out. I'm not selling mine until at least 2040. We'll see what happens out that far. Because you win over time. And I just don't see Bitcoin by 2030, 2040 not being higher. Anybody else? What are you guys trading this week? I know, James, you've been trading iBit. Damon's been trading a lot of stuff. Chris, I don't know what you've been trading. Jeff's been trading the SPY. So hopefully everybody's been having some good success with their trading, because that's what it's all about. Also, if anybody needs any one-on-ones or anything like that, let me know. If you need to know, I would say definitely use your stop loss. The stop loss right now is one of the best things that we could be utilizing. But that's about it. This is on YouTube. You guys can go back and check it out. But I wanted to just answer any questions. But Ernest, no, you're doing that absolutely right. And we're looking at the charts. It doesn't have to come down to those levels. We're just looking at the next level down should it break. Right now on Bitcoin, it definitely looks like to me we're coming to at least 74 with the weight of those candles. And I think right there we might get a massive bounce. And so I'm definitely going to have something sitting in the queue waiting to purchase at that level. Not financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. So anybody have any more questions? That ASML, James first put me onto that. We're going to take that down, AMD down, and we'll see what happens in the morning at 4 a.m. I will be up watching the market, and I'll start posting some updates in the chat. But if nothing else, we'll get back to watching some football and preparing for Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll be on again on Tuesday. So I was going to say, if I don't see you guys again, but we'll be on Tuesday, and that'll be right after CPI. So we'll see what happens with CPI. And then Wednesday will be PCE. If that PCE comes out bad, then we know that the Fed is going to cut. He doesn't have any choice but to cut the rates. So we'll see. CPI, PCE, employment data. I think that's it that's going on this week. Should be a light week, should be a green week, but with all this stuff, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a down week, and I think they're going to try and pull a fast one on us since nobody's really watching. But that's it. Y'all enjoy your evening. I'll see y'all on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, share the link. God bless. Take care.
All right. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Anthony. All right, thanks. Have a good one.
All right. Take care.